Hello, welcome back to another video. Today, I'm just going to take you along as best as I can, day in the life of a clinical dietitian. I started working as a dietitian a couple weeks ago, like about a month ago, I want to say, and I think it's been pretty interesting to switch up a life between like studying and creating content full-time to now working in a hospital with like a big girl job 9 to 5. And I know a lot of you guys are very interested in what goes on, like how exactly a clinical dietitian works, or like what the work is like. So I'm going to take you along with me and we're going to have fun. So it is now morning time. I just did yoga, I changed, and now I'm going to go downstairs, make myself a nice celery juice and a smoothie for breakfast. I always have a smoothie for breakfast. I think it's the easiest thing, especially when I get into the office and I have to start working and charting patients. It's nice to just like drink the smoothie as I'm working rather than having to scarf the food down before I get to work, or like use like utensils and stuff to eat. I mean, it's totally doable, and I do sometimes bring oatmeal or like chia seed pudding, but I normally like to bring smoothies. So yeah. Okay, so normally I bring soup with me to lunch, but I don't have any Splendid spoon right now, so I just made myself a bunch of snacks. So I have this like big thing of grapes. Oh, that's the clock. And then I have this thing of apples and a bunch of walnuts. And then some grilled veggies and hummus and lentil sprouts. Oops, I did not close this all the way. Wow, I cannot believe I tried to talk over that cuckoo clock. And it's, I don't know, it's still holiday themed. Anyway, lunch is always different. I never really know what I'm gonna have until like a day or two before. Again, I've been having Splendid Spoon a lot, but sometimes I'll just go to lunch at the cafeteria. Today is just, I'm just bringing a bunch of snacks because that's what I feel like, but yeah, stacking up on the snacks.
Day 2.
Okay, honestly, yesterday was such a bad time to film because my camera died on my way to work. So I didn't get to finish the rest of my day, but good thing I work 5 days a week. So I have another opportunity. So now I'm going to work, and obviously I'm not gonna like film and talk over there because it's not like my studio, you know, it's work. I go in and then I get a patient floor, and then I look at the patients, see their like their conditions, and then I start going through the charts, and then I go like visit the patient and then come down and make my assessment. And normally a full working like experienced-ish dietitian can get through 8 to 10 patients a day. I'm still working with 6. When I first started my internship, I could only do like 3, and 4 was really, really good for me. But it just depends on the severity of the patient's condition. I just do as many as I can until time runs out, and I go home. And then like in between, there are calls for like patient diet education, such as in
South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere such as, and
cardio or diabetes. And in that case, I know a lot of you are gonna ask me if I like tell them to go vegan or do I advise meat, and I don't do either. I just go through the diet and what foods fall into the diet itself. I always tell them like eating plant-based as possible, so eating plant-based proteins would actually be safer for their heart condition, or better for diabetes, or easier for them to control their blood sugars if they eat like more plant-based. But I don't think it's appropriate for me all the time to say, hey, go vegan. And then in between, I'll like eat lunch and snack and stuff. Alrighty, it is now 4:30, almost 4:15. I have 4:30 4:30 on my car, but it's definitely like 14, 16 minutes ahead because my lag is that bad. I just got off work and my dad freaking visited me at work because it's my birthday today. My dad is visiting me at work. Why are you here? Go home.
I'm going to go to work.
and he came to bring me flowers. It was so sweet. Now, hopefully I can get back home in time if I leave soon to go to a yoga class at 5. Normally at the end of my days, I don't really have time to do much, so I just like do some yoga at night. And lately workouts have just been like 20-minute HIIT workouts, just like jumping around, playing with a kettlebell here and there, nothing too serious. That, or I just work on my handstands. And then I eat dinner and I try to go to sleep by 8 or 9 p.m. or at least be in sleep zone by then, because I like to wake up early to do yoga. I mean, a lot of you guys have asked me like what time I wake up to do my whole morning routine, and honestly you're gonna think I'm crazy, but I wake up at like 3:45ish every day so I can get in my Ashtanga practice, because to me that is what is most important. Like, that's my non-negotiable, that's my silent me time, and I honestly feel like that's what carries me through the day and helps me stay energized and feeling positive throughout the day. So I don't know, what works for me won't work for you or other people, but it's important to play around with it. So yeah, I'm gonna drive home now. Let's hope that I get home in time for this yoga class, because I haven't been taking classes at the yoga studio in a long time, since I've been like working full-time and wanting to just sleep at home. But today I feel good. I feel good. I forgot that I wanted to talk about one case that took me very, very long today. And I'm going to explain this to you, not because I feel like you should know about TPNs, but because I feel like people don't really know how much work and like research that dietitians have to go through in the hospital in order to make an appropriate diagnosis or an appropriate nutrition intervention. So today I had a patient who was, let's see, she had nausea and vomiting. For a long time she wasn't eating what she needed. She got orders for TPN, which is total parenteral nutrition, which is like the needle, which is like they create like a hole or like a... Sorry, I was having trouble expressing myself properly, so here are some pictures and diagrams to help you kind of understand TPN. Total parenteral nutrition is indicated for patients who have like their stomachs or their colon or small intestine just aren't doing it. They have intractable nausea and vomiting. They have an obstruction in their bowel, so eating food doesn't help. This patient could not do tube feeding or eating a regular diet. So what we had to do was put her on TPN. Also, she had wounds, and with wounds you have to add more calories and more protein to the diet or solution or however your patient is eating, because okay, this guy is just gonna cross the street like this, cool. You have to add more calories and more protein to the diet in order to expedite healing process. Obviously your body can't heal itself if you're not getting enough energy. This particular patient had a higher need of calories, or need for calories, but she also had kidney problems. See, there's like so many things going on with people in the hospital who have to like go through critical care, but she had kidney problems, so her bodily fluid wasn't being filtered properly. The doctors and the pharmacy was concerned for fluid overload, so we couldn't do a high volume TPN, and the problem with that is you don't get as much energy that you need. My concern is this patient needs to get enough energy she needs, because if she keeps losing weight, then her wounds will never heal and she just won't do better. But she couldn't go really high on fluids because of the whole kidney thing and fluid overload, and she also had high triglyceride, which is fat in the blood, so she couldn't have higher fat in her solution, which normally we add higher fat in order to add more calories, but that wasn't working. She had diabetes, which is also very common when people have renal kidney issues, so we had to not go too high on the dextrose, which is the glucose portion of her TPN formula, and we couldn't go high on her protein either because the pharmacy was concerned for renal insufficiency and a lab value called creatinine, which is a serum protein that was really high because of her renal insufficiency. So I had to go back and forth with pharmacy and try to figure out something that would work, because the formula that they were okay with was only giving her like 48% of her estimated needs. And so I went back and forth with pharmacy, with the nurse, and finally I was like, okay, this patient's new. I'm sure that she'll do better soon if she's getting proper nutrition, at least through TPN, and we can monitor and raise it from there. And that literally took me like 2 hours. Whew. So yeah, I had to look at the notes from nephrology, which is the kidney doctor, and I had to look at the pharmacy notes, and I had to look at the nurse notes, and I had to look at the speech therapist notes, and I had to, there were so many of them. It's important to look through all of that so that you can get a full picture of what's going on with the patient, because nutrition, it alters everything. So, oh, and I also forgot, another reason why she needed higher protein was not only for wounds, but because of her renal insufficiency, she had to be going through this thing called peritoneal dialysis. And dialysis is like when your kidneys don't work, so it's a machine that you hook up to that filter out the fluid in your body. You know that thing where you just like drink water and your kidneys process it and then you can go pee and then you're done? Well, people who have a really bad renal insufficiency and have to have dialysis can't do that as easily because their kidneys just don't do that. So yeah, this patient also needed greater protein because peritoneal dialysis, which is the kind that she was getting, burns up a lot of calories also, because it's like filtering out those nutrients, and when you're on dialysis you just need more energy. So yeah, there's a little case study speech for the day. I hope that was interesting at all to you. If anything, it shows you that as a clinical dietitian, you really use your brain, and you really have to pull from a lot of resources. Like, these are things, honestly, that some of them, like, I just didn't learn in school, which kind of shocks me because it's important stuff, you know, but I learned most of it during my internship at that hospital, and I learned it during like my own free time. And yes, a lot of the things that I am encountering now, I remember listening to my professor say things about it, but I only learned enough to take a test and then move on. Like, it wasn't that important to me at the moment, but now that I'm actually applying it to my practice and to my everyday and in places where it matters, then yeah, I'm definitely learning it, but I'm just surprised that I didn't learn it. That's my rant. This is already so long, so I'll talk to you guys later. So it is definitely the next day, and I definitely did not film for the rest of the day yesterday because it's just, I don't know, I was enjoying my birthday. I didn't end up making it to the yoga class that I wanted to go to. Did a little workout and then had dinner with my family, which was really nice. And now it's my day off, and I'm currently putting on a face mask because it's my day off, so treat yourself. I really like to do face masks like once a week or once every 2 weeks, just to like treat myself. Oh God. I got it on my stomach. This one is actually a face mask tonic duo from Four Sigmatic, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And now I'm just treating myself. Plus I've been working like pretty much full time since I started, and I'm kind of tired and I want a break. And it's not even like I'm physically tired because I just sit all day, you know? Or, you know, there is a lot of walking, I'll be honest with you. There's a lot of walking like to and from the patient's rooms, just going around the hospital. I try to take the stairs as much as possible. I get a good amount of like physical exercise, you know? I'm just like brain tired from all that charting and analyzing. Oh my gosh, I freaking love this mask. I love it when masks like pigment so well. Also, sorry, I look really scary. I can't even like talk to you guys seriously with this mask on. I guess that'll just make it way better to talk about Four Sigmatic. Please just like take me seriously right now, because I keep looking at myself in the viewfinder and I'm like, oh my gosh, how's anyone taking me seriously? What is this? Well, obviously it's face mask. But anyway, Four Sigmatic brings superfoods, super mushrooms such as reishi, cordyceps, lion's mane, etc. to people without compromising their daily schedule or their daily rituals. So there's mushroom coffees, which are my favorite. There are mushroom lattes, mushroom matchas. There's like, I feel like there's something for everyone. I've introduced Four Sigmatic to a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. I'm like, oh, you're sick? Try drinking some chaga. Or you want some energy but you don't like jitteriness? You should try like mushroom coffee. And it's weird because I don't really like feeling like I'm trying to pitch anything or sell anything, because honestly, like when I recommend something to people in real life, I don't gain anything from it. I know that when people have talked to me about different health foods, I've tried them and it's actually worked, so I feel like it can only benefit people to try. But anyway, if you want to know more about Four Sigmatic, check out their website. It's really, really pretty, super easy to navigate, and they don't only have coffee, which is, by the way, real coffee. It's made with 100% Arabica beans and not just like coffee flavoring. And it doesn't taste like mushrooms at all too. I think that's a big thing. You could go to their website and filter out if you want to see the lattes or the coffees. Everything is vegan, everything is organic, non-GMO. They're having a huge winter sale right now, like huge. I had to text my sister right away because she loves Four Sigmatic. There is a sale going on. Items are on sale from 20 to 50% off. And if you use my link, which will also be in the description below, then you can get an extra 15% off. So you could potentially be getting 65% off. I'm just letting you know in case you've been wanting to try out Four Sigmatic, this sale is the time to try it out, in my opinion. This face mask is really cool. It's actually a new product of theirs. It's this mushroom face mask and tonic. So you could make it into a face mask, which is what I did by just adding in a little bit of water. Or you can make it into a tonic, which is the clinging that you just heard right here. And I've honestly I've only used it as a face mask because I really wanted to use it. And I wanted to wait until the video to do a tonic reaction. Oh wow, it's really, really good. Why was I using this as a face mask before? I should have just been drinking it. I'm very, very happy with this right now. I honestly thought it was gonna taste like crap, but it's really, really good. Like I could taste the hints of cacao. Cinnamon adds that natural sweetness to it. So this is gonna be the end of my vlog. I hope you guys are having a wonderful morning, noon, day, or night, and that you enjoyed this vlog. And it was kind of like all over the place, but I hope it gives you a good idea of what I do as a dietitian and what maybe you could possibly do if you wanted to do this as well. I'll see you next time. Bye! Boom.
Oh, that's recording.
Yeah. Oh, maybe it doesn't when you're...
That lighting his pants.
What does that mean?
Wow. Shit.
Yeah.